Essentially, someone stole my phone, right?
Many people died without achieving the stuff that they wanted to achieve.
It was a stressful situation because I didn't want him to feel like he wasn't valid. I'm like, oh no, I want to put you behind the camera because that's not how it was.
Oh no, I was mad. I was like,
you always have to practice what you preach. You know what I mean? You gotta practice what you preach. But that's not even the lesson. It's that. Yo, you already know what it is.
So we're in this situation because of this man. Like, didn't bring the boom out.
I didn't bring it on purpose.
Nah, that's messed up.
I didn't bring it on purpose because I wanted us to have this new vibe.
Nah, my man's not focused, man. It's too distracted.
What do you guys think about this new vibe?
I like
don't let Ore fool you, dog. I was focused.
Nah, man.
I was so focused that I forgot. I was so see. Sometimes in life, right?
Uh-huh.
As a philosopher. Sometimes
As
in
a philosopher.
sometimes in life.
Okay,
sometimes in life you can be so focused on one thing that you block out other things. And I was so focused on coming here and this vibe with the couch that I actually forgot the boom arms. That's
terrible.
You see, everything works.
That's terrible.
For good.
That's terrible.
So
that's terrible.
It worked out.
I don't believe that. I don't bet that.
Don't let Ore fool you, y'all. Don't let Ore fool you.
Let me know if you guys believe that. I don't believe that shit one bit.
Don't let Ore fool you.
No, man, that's a lie.
Ore's a hater.
Nah, me hater? Man, I doubt that, man. I ain't no hater, man.
Ore's a hater,
I ain't no hater, man. I ain't no hater.
What's good, man?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. 2023 is started rough. But, hey, there was what's that saying? Like, yo, it's the comeback. That's what I'm going to say. Comeback season. That's what I'm going to say.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good, bro.
Too.
All right, bro. I made a video. When was it? Like, it's on my phone. I made a video for myself, and I just made a video. I was like, yo, 2023. I was like, yo, God spare my life. God spare my family, my friends. I was like, yo, man, it's going to be a good year, bro. I already 100%. Feel it. And then, like, a few days after, some shit happened. But that's something for the podcast.
Drop the deets. Drop the deets.
Nah, bro.
Isn't that what you always say? Drop the deets.
Nah, these deals can't be shared.
Don't worry. They'll be shared later in the year, for sure.
Yeah, probably later in the year. Later in the year, I'll talk about it. Maybe if you ever have a conversation related to that topic,
I'll pry it out. Don't worry. I'll pry it out.
Bro. This man just out here just trying to put my business out there. I will put your own business out there too.
No.
Exactly. You see? Exactly. Trying to put my own business.
I can't let the people know.
Exactly. Like, bro, that's going to bite you in the ass though. You know that, yeah?
But they don't know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah, but the person probably watching this probably knows.
No, they don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about business.
I say less. But yeah, what about you, man? What's going on?
No, man, it's good, man. It was a good end to the year, good and bad. You know, mixed. I would say mixed feelings, right?
Okay.
A little bit of good, a little bit of bad.
Okay.
But the good outweighed the bad for me, for sure.
That's good.
But before I even tell you that, I forgot. We gotta hit the big man.
Oh yeah, it's true. You see, we haven't recorded with each other for a long time.
I know it's been a little bit of money. We're a little rusty.
Yeah.
So we got to give thanks. First things first, we got to give thanks
yes.
to the big man upstairs,
always.
You know, for allowing us to make it through the year, to see a new year, first of all. A lot of people didn't make it through the last year. You know, keeping us safe from COVID, keeping our families safe, you know, just protecting us, even allowing us to be here tonight, you know what I mean? So just got to give God thanks for sure, man.
As always.
Like always. And then for those of you who don't know, if this is your first time watching, this is the Grind Theory Talk Show.
Boom, boom.
This is my main man, Ore.
My main man, Aquille.
Yes, sir.
Aquille Ambrose.
Yes, sir. You know, so, this is a show that, first of all, I'll talk about that later. But basically, the show is, our whole purpose of this show is to inspire, to motivate, and to educate our listeners.
Powerful.
By sharing the stories of our guests.
Yes, sir.
The struggles and the obstacles that they have faced.
Yes, sir.
How they have overcome them.
Yes,
and
sir.
what they have learned from them in the hopes to motivate, inspire, and educate y'all.
Boom, boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Boss for days.
So that's what it's all about, man. We're going to have a little bit of humor in here. We're going to have a lot of seriousness, but we're always going to have gems. That's always going to be
As
it.
you guys can tell, I'm the comedian. So.
class clown over here.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes get serious though. I do get serious.
He lies.
But we got to be able to mix it, bro.
That's true. It's most definitely.
You can't be too serious in life, man.
That's true. That's true. You can't take yourself too serious.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna make it far like that.
Exactly. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself, man.
You gotta be able to laugh at
like
yourself.
You see, sometimes I laugh for your bald head, and sometimes I laugh.
See, you know what? I'll show the people I ain't afraid. It's comeback season.
At the end of the day,
before I wasn't this bold. Admit it to the people.
My brother.
Admit it to the people. Admit it to the people.
My brother.
Admit it to the no. Admit it to the people.
Don't worry. Turkey soon. That's what I'm gonna say.
Turkey soon time. Let me get my bread up.
I know, Turkey. But me realistically, I think I'm done with the fro, man. I gotta start going low too as well.
See, man. Now he wants to join me now.
Nah, but it's not about getting bald. It's like,
no,
bro,
listen. He's seen the spot.
Yeah.
And now he's just trying to cover it up. He's trying to cover it up.
Bro, look at my hair, bro.
Listen, you guys can't see the back of his head?
Nah, bro.
Patch.
See, I'll take a photo. Unlike him, I'll take a photo.
Man, he works in video and photos. He can just edit that in Photoshop.
In Photoshop.
Photoshop a patch of hair in his head.
Nah, this guy's just deceiving himself.
Now, you guys know that video, that photo from, well, I don't know if you guys have watched that way back, but if you've watched from way back, there's a photo that this guy tried to sabotage me in.
Nah, bro, I didn't do that.
And he used Photoshop, but it's okay.
See,
you know, we come back from everything.
The truth always comes out. That's all I'm gonna say. The truth always comes out.
But no, man. But just hopping back into the end of the year, man. You know, like I said, the end of the year, I had the opportunity to bring my family up here, which is huge, man, for me.
Big.
I hadn't seen them in about 5 years, 4.5, 5 years.
Oh wow! And
you know, sometimes like you didn't see your family for that long. You need that little reset, man. You need that little reset. You need especially the people that you love. You know.
Yeah.
So I was able to bring my mom and my little brother up here, my little man, and you know, it was well needed, man. Like well needed. Just to reset my why, you know, for why I'm trying to grind so hard, why I'm doing these things, you know, why I'm pushing Island Grind, why I'm pushing the show, you know. So it's a great reset and just double down my focus, you know. So it was good, man. It was good. Like I said, there was some bads too, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later in the show. But yeah, man. So pretty much this episode is the first episode of the new year, you know, first episode of the Grind Theory Talk Show, the new year. You know, new vibes, you know what I'm saying? We're in the couch vibe now.
New energy,
you know what I'm saying? So basically, we're just gonna give you guys a little bit of a rundown of, you know, things that we've learned from last year. You know, we did a rebrand. I don't know if you guys can see. Well, don't worry, we're gonna zoom in on the shirts and stuff like that. New logo. There'll be a little bit of a new intro too.
Yes, sir.
You know, new guest.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Quality guest,
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the rebrand as well, and what led to that. And like I said, we're gonna talk about what we got coming up, some exciting things. We're gonna talk about, like I said, what we learned personally from ourselves from the past 27 plus episodes that we've done.
Yep.
And you know, what we plan on working on. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a little short, nice vibe, but you know, it's just gonna be all about self-improvement. Us just kind of chilling, kicking it back like how me and Ore normally do.
Yes, sir.
So, you know.
So how we going first? We doing the personal lesson, or should you talk about the rebrand first?
What do you think?
I think personal because I think it's a good way, you know, to catch people emotionally.
That's right.
Get your people being
get
like,
them in the feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
That's
them
the
in the
goal.
feels. I like how Ore be thinking, you know. Get them in the feels.
Bro,
from the jump.
It's the feel making, man. That shit be teaching me down. You gotta know how to tell a story, man.
That's true. You gotta get them in the emotions.
But exactly, that's the way you can separate yourself, man. Just that's story. True. Make that's people true. Be like, either you want to make them cry, smile, laugh. Which I think we do pretty well with laughing.
Yeah,
make people
that's
laugh.
True. I want to make some people cry. We need
a sad episode to do that though.
Ooh, no, we never made anyone cry.
Nah.
Someone is close though.
Ooh.
We almost made Arlene cry. Almost made, I think Maria almost cried too. She was telling her story. I remember that. So close.
We'll get a guess.
Don't worry, we'll get a guest to shed some tears.
You gotta just touch emotions.
Touch emotions. Don't worry, that's all the improvement. We're gonna get to that.
Yes, sir.
So personal. So okay, we have done 27 plus episodes.
Damn.
Yeah, 27.5 episodes. You know, 28 episodes of the Grind Theory podcast.
Yep.
Right? And it was 27 great episodes. Some of the episodes were just me and Ore, some were with guests. But it wasn't always easy, but we learned a lot in those 27 episodes. So I'm gonna let Ore share, and we're gonna talk about more personally, not necessarily. Yes, we learned a lot of lessons from the guests, but personally, what did we learn? And so I'm gonna let Ori hit the ground running.
I'll probably say just started with the first major one, and honestly, it's just I was just talking about him off camera a few minutes ago. It's grit, man. Like being able to stick to something without seeing any results for a long period of time, man. Like honestly, like I still again like not just sticking to it, but I think sticking to it is good. But also, I think sticking to it and actually trying to put your best, not just doing half work. Like actually sticking and like put in 100% of your effort. Because at the end of the day, I sing for a long period of time. Because like sometimes it might not be this first year, it might not be the second, it might be the third year where boom, everything just blows up. And like, damn, I didn't expect this like that. And you just start getting opportunities upon opportunities upon opportunities, and it's like you be mind blown. Like how the heck am I getting all this? That's what you're gonna ask yourself. So it's like grit, like sticking to something for a long period of time, put in 100% of your effort into it without quitting. Because again, you might be trying to do something. Maybe you might be doing photography, podcasts, whatever it is. Sticking for a long period of time. Maybe you're not making money, but like you'd be surprised. It might be the second year, the third year, the fourth year where you're like boom, blows up. I'm experiencing this right now, and it's mind blowing how I still talk with Aquille sometimes. I'm like, damn, how am I getting this much? How is this shit happening? The stuff is just happening, but it's like, damn, how am I getting this much? But I think grit is probably the first one in my book. So.
Can you share a little bit of an example? Because one thing I like that you said was going 110% or 100%, 110%. Because I think one important thing is that when you're not seeing the results that you want, by still giving you 100%, it's preparing you for when the time comes, opportunities come. Because if you're only doing 50%, you're putting half-ass effort. When the opportunity comes, that's all you know. You're only going to put half-ass effort into it.
Exactly.
So even if you're not getting the results you see, you're only getting 1 view, 2 views,
whatever
you're getting no money, nothing.
You never know,
You're
man.
still going to be putting in the 110%.
Yep. That's a secret.
And can you give, it could just be a small example. Can you give us a small example of maybe of how grit has been working out for you?
I'll probably say the major one. Because I haven't spoken about this on the podcast. That's actually very true. Bro, damn. Come on, I'll probably say the first one. Towards I think what was it? June, July, August. Yeah. So around May, I was very close. I was burnt out for photography. I was like, you know what, man, screw this shit. Sorry for swearing, but I was like, screw this.
Click the button.
Yeah, I was like, screw this. I was like, what's it called? I'm putting so much money into it, gear, knowledge, education, like buying courses, what's it called? Creating studio time, like bunch of investments, software, doing all like so many effort into it. And I've been doing it for a long time, 4 years. And to be honest, I remember, I think it was off camera as well. I'm not too sure. But like Bobby T episode, I said it. I was like, my business is failing. I wasn't making shit, doing photography. But like, you see my work, you probably think I'm making a shit ton, but I wasn't. And yeah, I almost quit. By May, I was like, I'm just going to sell my camera, go back to school, and just move on. And then I think I had an experience in 2021, which I don't think I actually spoke on the pod. We kind of touched on it, but I never went deeper into it. So my closest friend passed away. And then same age as me, very young, whatever it is. And this was somebody that I was meant to see the day before. And then literally we were chatting the whole day, like on a Saturday and a Friday. And then Saturday night, boom, something happened. Sunday morning around 1 a.m., boom, gone. And that was it. So every dream, every thought that person had, all gone. Like literally. All the goals. Me and this guy were still talking like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Like the Tuesday of that week, we're like, bro. Me and him literally wrestled. If you remember, we were wrestling in your room. Yeah. So it's like, all that experience alone by May when I was about to quit just made me think like, shit, wait. Can I justify that I've kept 100% of my effort into this for a long period of time? The answer was no. And I was like, okay, rather than me quitting photography, I was like, okay, what other stuff can I pivot into? I was like, let me try a video. And I picked up video. I started going to I'll show some of my videos maybe. But I was going to film restaurants. And this was free. I wasn't charging anything. Shooting restaurants, shooting, what's it called? Products. Shooting a bunch of different stuff as much as I can shoot. on my own money. This was parked on my own money, and then doing all that work. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to like this. And even shooting videos, I almost quit because I was getting the feedback I was getting was I'll shoot a video, send it to them, and they didn't give me a feedback. Sometimes I get ghosted. And I was like, yo, damn, like what the heck? And then I think it was around June. I was like, you know what? Let me try something different. I picked up weddings. I was like, oh, wedding sounds interesting. I was like, okay, what can I do? I reached out to everyone I knew in my contact. I was like, yo, hey, do you know anyone getting married? I'm trying to shoot weddings, whatever it is. I'll shoot it for free. But before that, same stuff. I reached out to people on my friend list, like my contacts. And I reached out to like event planners and I was like, hey, I'm trying to get into video. Do you have a style shoot coming up? Like, yeah, I'll just come down, tag along, have some fun. So I shot a style shoot and then I sent the video to them and the feedback I got was like, yo, this is amazing. Like, what the heck? But I was like, oh, whoa, I felt good. I was like, okay, it's a style shoot. It's not as big as a wedding. Let me shoot a wedding. So I shot a wedding and I was like, oh, wow. And then I posted that video and then literally, like I have a filmmaker group. I posted that video and everyone's like, yo, bro, you're going to be a great filmmaker and this and this and this. And I was like, oh. So that getting that dopamine effect. I was like, okay, there's a possibility with this. I mean, from just one wedding, started like, it was like a roller effect, like a coaster roller. Boom, 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 boom. And then around July, August, I can't remember when. So Canada. So,
No. Say that again. Say it again.
So Canada.
Who?
Canon, which is honestly, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And they had a program, futures program, and you know, from doing photography, from all the years of putting my money into it, shooting as much as I can, to now shooting videos as well. Just a combination of those two portfolio.
For Canon,
like literally, just opportunity came in, and out of like over, I'm pretty sure across Canada, over like close to 300, 350, 400 people applied for it. And they only selected 20 people. So out of those numbers, I got selected. And I was like, whoa, that felt good.
Big dog in the place.
And again, I met up with some dope ass people, creators, people that, I'm a fan of them. I watch their work. I stalked them. I'm like, yo, damn, your work is so good. How do you do this? Literally seeing people literally face to face. And then just from that conversation alone was when one of them brought it up, is like grit. Like being able to do the work. Like I know it sounds simple to say, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Like sticking to something and you're not seeing a result, it sucks to keep doing it. But it's like, yo, you gotta have like delayed gratification. And I kind of had that, even if I didn't know I was doing it. I had delayed gratification. I was like, yo, at my head, I was like, yo, right now it's not paying off, but I know it's gonna pay off. Of my head. And sometimes I had to doubt. I was like, yo, man, is this really paying off? But like I just kept doing it. Like I kept investing in courses. Bro, I got a shit ton of courses that I have from photography to videography. But like it's just paying off. Right now it's growing. I feel like it's doing pretty good. I'm grateful for where I'm at. But like I'm just getting more confident and I'm seeing more opportunities. So like grit, it really matters, man. You gotta be able to stick to something when you're not seeing results. You gotta have that crazy self-belief, man. Like, yo, you gotta be like, yo, there's something that can come out of it. Now, there's a difference between, you know, having grit and sticking to it. But if you put in your 100% and you're not seeing any progress, then yeah, that's a different ball game. But like, if you're putting 100% of your work and you know you're putting 100, and it's like every year there's a little bit of progression, then you're doing something good.
1% better every day. 1%,
exactly. So I think that's the biggest one for grit. Those are some examples.
No, man, I love that, because one thing that you said too, that you mentioned that I think might get overlooked, is that you had doubts.
Oh, 100%.
That is common, and a lot of people have doubts about their stuff that they're doing.
100%.
Right? And sometimes we give into doubt and fear. I think I just seen something with Bobby T saying something about like, what do you fear?
Yeah.
Right? We give into fear and doubt, and we let that overtake us and stop us from doing the things that we want to do. It's because you doubt.
Yeah.
But even the people that have accomplished the most things in life, the highest achievement. You think LeBron never had doubt? Like, but he puts in the work so that he doesn't have the doubt anymore. Or there's some things that he probably still doubts in, right? But he's still, because he put in that work, he doesn't let that stop him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you don't let the doubt stop you, even though that's something that everybody feels.
Everyone goes through.
Everyone goes through that.
Yeah, don't let fear hold you down.
You can't let that hold you down, because at the end of the day, if you let fear hold you down, you end up with regret, and regret is way worse than fear.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying,
bro. There was a podcast I was listening to. It was David Goggins. I'm pretty sure everyone knows him. The guy that shouts, "Stay hard,
stay hard,
stay hard." Yeah. So I was watching the podcast, and he said something that really stuck, bro. It's gonna sound dark as shit, but like it stuck out to me so much. I was like, yo, it was running, and then he was running past a graveyard, and then in his head he was like, yo, how many people died without achieving the stuff that they wanted to achieve? And it was like, yo, I was running, bro. That it sounds like dark, but like if you really sit down and think about it, it's like, yeah, we're grateful for life. But like, yo, a lot of people were saying they wanted to, because he is very big into like, losing weight, working out and stuff. So like a lot of people were saying, I want to run, I want to lose weight, I want to do this, I want to do that. But like, how many of them died without doing that? How many of them died without doing, what's it called? Achieving what they wanted to achieve. And it was like, yo, as soon as he thought about that, I was like, yo, man, I can't be this. I can't be that person. Because I was like, nah, man, I can't pass away and die without being like achieving something. I can't like, let fear hold me back from achieving something. Like from putting my name, from saying, oh, I want to be, the best runner. I want to be, bro, the guy's a psychopath, like honestly. But like, he achieved a lot of stuff, but it's like, yo, I can't, just talk without achieving some stuff. Because at the end of the day, if I pass away, it's over, like literally. So it's like you're gonna go. So it's that really stuck out to me in a sense. So it's like, yo, if you have something in your mind, man, go for it, man. The worst, that's the worst. Especially when you're young, bro. Try different shit, bro. Even when you're old too, try stuff.
You can always come back from that type of stuff too, right? You can always, like, man, you gotta, and that's something that I'm kind of really kind of understanding more now. It's like, bro, there's no like, okay, yeah, it doesn't work out the way that you want. Yeah. But at least you know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you never tried? You're always going to have that, what if? You know what I mean?
That's the worst feeling to have as a human.
That's the worst feeling to have, man, as a human, man. Damn. So, I mean, on my side, what'd you learn? One thing that I learned, man, that it ties into consistency. And it's something like Ori tells me lots too, is like, you always have to practice what you preach. Ooh, you know what I mean? You got to practice what you preach. But that's not even the lesson. It's that it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. I think me and Ori can attest to this. Yep. Man, we started the year on fire, man.
Always
all kinds of episodes.
That's the funny thing.
Yo, working out, yo.
That's the funny
keeping each other accountable. We started on fire, yo. Like, bro, no one can stop us.
Yeah.
And as a year progressed and went by, little things hit you because it's inevitable. Yo, it's inevitable. Even in this year. Yeah. We're starting out good. It is inevitable that stuff is gonna snag us along the way. Your car go off the road. This happened. It's inevitable. But it's like, do you let that stop you, and then get you in a rut? And then how do you finish?
Yeah,
bro. Honestly, I can honestly say, at least for me personally.
Okay. So what were you saying, my brother?
Yeah, we started the year out really well, on fire, man, on fire, hitting the goals that we wanted to, going to the gym, staying consistent. But like I said, it is inevitable that in life, things are gonna happen.
Yep.
You're gonna hit a snag, and everything comes down to reaction, how you choose to react. If when the snag hits you in life, because it is inevitable, if you allow it to, if you focus on it and you dwell on it and you allow it to stop you off of your grind, it's going to be hard to get back on track.
It always does.
Bro, it's going to be hard to get back on track. But I think at the end of the year, I think it was probably like maybe 3 or 4 months, I didn't even work out, bro.
Yeah.
I did not work out, bro. Yeah. In my whole life, I don't even think I've gone that long. I don't even think I've gone that long, honestly. Right? And now I have to work. All the way just to get back to where I was, then to get past it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm thankful though, because even the interviews, we didn't do any interviews towards the end of the months coming up. But I'm very thankful because, we preach consistency. We preach consistency all the time. Consistency. But like each year, I'm learning more and more that consistency is key. Not just like, it doesn't have to be, intensity is not key. It's consistency is key. You don't have to be going always 100% all the time. But you need to do something all the time.
Yep.
Right? And so like, one thing that I really learned this year was that, like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yep. So staying consistent throughout the whole thing. And I really locked in my mind for this year is no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what's going on in life, I am going to push to not quit, to not stop, even if it's not like how I fully want to do it. Once I'm doing it, you know what I'm saying. So like, you know, it flows into everything. Consistency in the episodes, consistency in my workouts, consistency in my accomplishing my goals, consistency in how I'm improving myself. If I really want to improve to get 1% better every day, I have to consistently improve. And so that's a major thing that I learned. It's not how you start; it is how you finish.
And like even that's what you said. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't remember his name, but he did this. The creator of 75 Hard. What can I remember his name? 75 Hard. Yeah.
I've heard of that before.
I can't remember his name.
Is that the thing that you told me that 75 straight days?
Yeah, 75 straight days. This was the creator of it. I can't remember. I know I can't remember his name, but like it was talking about songs. Yeah, it's a little bit bald. But it's big. Now let me find his name. I need to. Oh yeah, there we go. I remember Andy Frisella. That's his name. So I was talking about one of his. He has a podcast. So talking about like, yo, there's like different phases. It was like either him or Alexa Mose. I can't remember who said it, but it was like the first step is staying consistent. Like that's the first step. Staying consistent. It's like staying consistent, like doing it consistently for a long period of time. The second one is like staying consistent and then also being effective. So it's like you're staying consistent first phase, and the second phase like staying consistent and actually doing 100%. Because like one phase like you're staying consistent, maybe one day you might do 100, or maybe you might do 50, or maybe you might do 60, which is still okay. You're still growing a little, but then switching it up and going from like you're like effective. You're like bang every day, 100%. At the gym, 100%. Your diet, 100%. Your money, 100%. Your relationships, 100%. Like none of it is like you're not half-assed. Like once you get to that phase, it's a different ball game. It's like you just start seeing stuff like bang, 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 bang. Because like you're 100% putting in like 100% to everything of your goals. It's like a different ball game. And I go on like towards the like ending of the year. And I usually, typically, from what I've noticed, is when, at least personally, what I've seen is usually around spring, like May towards summer season is when usually that's when you start slacking a little bit. And I also just think again, it's like my mindset towards this year is do the hard work even when you don't feel like it.
Hard discipline.
Yeah, so it's like get it out of your, like as much as feelings are good, feelings are amazing, but sometimes, and this is the funniest thing I realized, bro. It takes roughly 30 minutes. No, was it 20 to 30 minutes to be locked into a task. If you notice it, if you're editing, filming, you put your phone away, no distractions for 30 minutes. You'd be surprised when you start flowing. Like, I don't know if you've noticed. Like, when I edit, I put my phone away. Once I lock in, bro, I just surprised ideas just start boom, boom. I just start going.
That creativity
comes in. Like, whatever you're doing. So it's like it takes 30 minutes. So it's like being able to like, again, I've been doing a lot of research. Bro, I think I told you this year, towards the end of the year, bro, I went to, what's the name? What did you sell book here again? I can't remember. Books in Canada. That was the name. Why am I having brain fog this evening. They sell books. What's his name? The store that sells book, it sells book in Canada. Like, what's the name of this store?
Chapters?
No, not Chapters. No, Indigo. There we go. Indigo. Yeah. So like I went to Indigo, bro. Dog, I invested in a lot of books. I got over close to 20, 25 books. And one of the ones I'm reading right now is Deep Work by Carl Newport. So it talks about like if you're a task that would take you 2-3 hours to get done. If you notice, a lot of the time it's spread each other all day. Yeah. When we can just drop our phone and lock in for that 3 hours straight and just go into deep work. So it's like locking deep into your task. And right now it's something I've been trying to practice. Like this morning I woke up, I had my phone away from me, and I just locked in. And bro, I got a task that was taking me procrastinating for like a week. I had my checklist by my side, and I was just checking. And I was like, damn, okay, this feels good. So it's like a practice I'm trying to apply. So honestly, that practice what you preach, man. Whatever you talk, talk less, just practice, do it, man.
I used to always tell Ore, I was like, yo, don't tell me something that you wouldn't do for yourself.
Exactly.
Right? I used to always tell him that. And so it's like, and something that I got to do for myself, right? It's like, you can't be coming on here and saying, yo, do this and do that, and we do this. And we're not doing it, bro. You can't.
It's like David Goggins when he called that. They called it like fake fake motivational speaker.
Yeah, fake. You know what I'm saying?
Not trying to be fake.
I'm not trying to be fake, bro.
real.
I'm all real, man. You know what I'm saying?
So let's do it.
So that's something that I think those are two things that really stood out for both of us. So you know, going into why the rebrand.
Yep.
You know, so why the rebrand? The rebrand kind of came about as it was I guess I should talk about like how the initial conversation came about. You know, we interviewed the Millicizwe brothers.
Yeah.
And
you interviewed.
I guess I interviewed them.
Yeah, because at the time I got COVID.
You got COVID, so you were sick.
But you ended up catching it though. You did.
No, I never caught that.
Yeah, you did. No. You did, but mentally you tell yourself you didn't.
I did. I never caught it.
But you did.
I never.
But you just
never.
Okay.
Never. It never
okay.
entered my body.
We will not get to this conversation. But bro, this guy caught it. But
I never catch it.
Bro, you did.
No.
It was like a few weeks.
Common cold. I caught the common cold.
Okay. Let's not talk about that C word.
I ate 2 oranges and boom.
We'll talk about this. Now we'll talk about the C word because bro, our content can get.
Oh yeah. So, get canceled.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just move past that. But,
so no, man. So I interviewed the Millicizwe brothers.
Yeah, first time. Like I had everything, man.
Yeah,
did a good job.
Thank you.
Tried
man.
at least.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you. It was a little bit difficult without Ore there in terms of the setup and stuff like that. I you know, it definitely makes you appreciate them when he's not there. You know what I mean? But
quote for the year, man. Appreciate what you have when you have it. Honestly, bro, quote for the year, man. You never know what you have until it's gone, bro.
It's gone.
And again, I know I'm saying it, but bro, I learned that shit when Banji passed.
Yeah,
bro, that was when I was like, yo, damn, you gotta appreciate what you have, man. Friends, loved ones, as much as they piss you off, man. Because bro, once they're gone, man. Like,
ain't no coming back.
And coming back. Well, no, yeah. So you interviewed the Millicizwe brothers.
So I interviewed the Millicizwe brothers, and something. Shout out to the Millicizwe brothers. Big up on yourself. Something that really stood out to me in what they said was the importance of roles. So the importance of roles in that when they won, because the Millicizwe brothers, they won the America's Most Musical Family in 2020.
Yep.
And that's a big accomplishment. They're competing against a number of very talented people in the States, across the world and stuff like that, all centered in one competition. And it says that the reason why they were able to stand out and to win was because they understood their roles. So, you know, say for example, they would have some people, some of the competitors, be a family of competitors, and one night, you know, for example, say me and Ore, or one night, Ore is the lead singer. Then the next night, I'm the lead singer. And the next night, Ore is the lead guitarist. Then next night, I'm the lead guitarist. There was no consistency in their roles, you know? They were constantly changing and fighting for that, whether the spotlight or the shine, right? And because they were constantly switching their roles, they didn't actually have time to improve in their roles.
Yeah.
So like, because one night I'm being lead singer and then one night you're being lead singer, the role is constantly switching. You can't improve in that, like that.
Agreed.
And so it really made me, and he said the reason why was because they were able to stick to their roles. So Seth, he was on the piano. He was the pianist. Mark, even though he has a great voice, great voice, he took the role of being the guitarist, lead guitarist. Zach, amazing voice. He, even though he's the youngest, he led them in singing. And they didn't let the egos get involved into it. That's another big thing. Egos. They didn't let the ego of, okay, I'm the oldest, I should be in the spotlight, or, you know, I want to be the one singing, or I don't want to be on the piano only. Yeah. They didn't let those things get involved. Yeah. And because they actually stayed consistent to their roles, they actually improved. So for example, Zachary's voice actually changed during the competition, and he actually improved his voice because he was consistent in that role. And because they were consistent, they were able to actually improve and end up winning the whole thing. And that's also, it parallels to, I love sports. You know, I'm a big sports fan, basketball especially. So in sports, right, the way that championship teams work, not every person that's in the NBA can bust your ass, guaranteed. You can bust your ass easy any day. They were a star at some stage in their life. They were a superstar. If they were in college, superstar, high school, superstar. They can bust your ass. Even the guy on the end of the bench can bust your ass.
Yep,
right?
Easily.
But that's why you see these guys going to China and all these places dropping 50, 60, how many points. But the thing is that to make a championship team work, if you notice, like the Warriors, not everyone is a superstar on the Warriors. Not everyone is a superstar. Draymond is not out here dropping 30-point games. He's not. Everyone has a role. And because they tap in and they know their roles, those are the teams that see success. So Steph, that's the guy. He's the man, right? Steph is the man. You know, okay, Klay Thompson is the secondary, second in command. So if Steph doesn't have it going, you know the ball is going to go to Steph or to Klay, right? Draymond is the one who's orchestrating everything. He's the defensive presence. He's the one emotional leader. He's been in that intensity. But everyone knows their roles. And all the other players, they're good, but they play their roles, and that's how they succeed. So after that conversation, you know, I did some thinking and stuff like that. And, you know, I was thinking about the show, and I was thinking about ways that we can improve. And you know, I always notice that whenever I come home, Ore is always working on the editing. That's his passion. His passion, as he says, you know, going into video, being in photography. He was very passionate about video and photography. Every day I come home, I see this guy, he's working on it for hours, editing, doing this stuff. And so it really kind of locked into me. It's like, yo, this is what Ore is passionate about. And if I allow him to just put his full into it, there's so much more without having to focus so much on the interviewing process. Not to say that he cannot do it. He's very gifted in that. He's a very gifted speaker. He's a very gifted interviewer. Right?
Thank you. Thank you. Oh wow.
But I know that video is his passion. That's something that he wants to do even in his career long term. So if I give him the full focus, the ability to fully focus on that, it's only going to improve his skill set and improve the show. Me, if you guys know me, I love connecting. I love talking. I love meeting people. I love doing that. It's something that I do naturally, I think. And so I love connecting with people and love going out to meet people and talking to people. So I might not be the best interviewer yet, but I will be. And I'm going to constantly work on that skill. So I know me being able to focus in on that skill, seeing that I already like to connect with people, I already like to talk to people, it's going to build my skill set. That's a role that I would like to be, especially with my future endeavors in my business, right? I'm going to be in that type of a role. So I brought the conversation to Ore, and I said, you know, honestly, it was a very hard conversation for me to bring up to Ore because I didn't know how he would take it. I thought he might be mad. He might think that I'm trying to, you know, push him out of the interviewing spot, which I'm not trying to do because Ore will still be interviewing, right? Just in a different capacity. So I had to think about that like days. I was thinking about it. I was stressed. I was stressed. And I had that conversation with Ore. And I don't even know if it came out all the way that I wanted it to come out, like the words, how it came out. But I had that conversation with Ore. So I'm going to ask him maybe to give you a quick rundown of how he might have felt when, I know for me, it was a stressful situation because I didn't want him to feel like he wasn't valid. I'm like, oh no, I want to put you behind the camera because that's not how it was. Yeah. I was just like, yo, I know this is what you're passionate about, and I want you to focus on it because it's going to excel. And if you can see in this video, quality, immaculate, and it's only going to improve. So maybe Ore can give you his spin on how he might have felt when I brought that up to him.
Oh no, I was mad. I was like, yo, okay. I was like, yo, this is mad. Okay. I was like, okay, but at first I was mad, but I was like, yo, let me think about it. Because what I learned, sometimes it's always good to take a minute to think. I was like, yo, dog, this guy's trying to, you know, kick me out and like be the superstar and put me in the back burner. At first, I was like, I took a pause. I was like, yo, think about it first. I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? It's like at the end of the day, it's like, yo, like I can still interview if I need to, but I'm like also like, you know what? It's also good where it takes me away from that position where I don't have to deal with conversations or trying to bring guests or any of all that stuff. No. Or I can bring guests once in a while, but like I didn't have to deal with that. And I was like, yo, it's also a space where I can practice a little bit more, get better. Because at the end of the day, editing podcasts kind of made me better at editing because I got faster. Like I understood like where to look for. I just practicing consistently. So at first I was a little bit cheesed. I was like, yo, because at first, like, again, it's like, yo, should I kick me out or what's going on? But after a while thinking about it, I was like, you know what? It actually makes sense. And I think it's okay. It's okay, like, you know, it's also good because then it makes you also see the value. Like, yo, damn, yeah, having a second speaker.
100%. There's a lot of, because I ain't gonna lie, yo, guys. These first couple episodes you're gonna see after this, Just bear with me, bro. They rough, dog. They rough. Not to say that the guest was rough. It's just me as an interviewer.
Yeah.
I can do better, man. But as I said, it's everything is a. You, in order for you to grow, you have to put yourself in positions that you're uncomfortable. I can't be practicing that and not preaching it.
Exactly.
So I got to put myself in positions that are uncomfortable so that I can grow. So this is an uncomfortable position for me to be, majority in the interview, right? But that means I gotta. There's not like banter like all the time.
Yeah.
I gotta keep it up, and I gotta. It's all seriousness and stuff like that. Yeah. So. But we're gonna be incorporating different ways to incorporate Ore in there, anyways, as we go throughout the season, as we're discovering, right? Yep. But it's something new, and it's a new challenge and a new thing for us. But we're both gonna improve, right? Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of a part of the rebrand, the conversation that we had. So essentially, another reason for the rebrand is that one thing I noticed was that we were diving a lot into our guest stories. So diving into a lot of their guest stories, from where they came from, how they grew up and stuff like that. But we weren't actually diving into what they do and actually educating people. Because there's inspire, motivate, educate. And there's a lot of inspiration, motivation, but not a lot of education. And education is the biggest thing. Is because what I want the listeners to learn is I want them to learn teachable, valuable advice to them. Yeah. So that they're getting what's the word? Applicable knowledge that they can actually apply. Yep. You know what I mean? So and not just in life, but in whatever industry that those persons are involved in. So we've interviewed artists, nurses. We've interviewed nurses, we've interviewed just business owners, we've interviewed the music, like all these different things, right? Gym owners, wealth creators, all these different industries, right? So now, how can we actually if someone wanted to follow in that person's path, how can we give them actionable tips? If you want to start your own gym, how should you go about starting it? What do you need to get in order? What things do you need to have before you can start doing that? Do you need to have a space? Do you need to talk to this guy? Do you need to talk to this guy? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So making sure that we have the appropriate things. So the big emphasis of this rebrand right now, with the new emphasis, is to educate. Yeah. Yes, we're gonna still inspire and we're gonna motivate, but we're really gonna dive in and emphasize the education part of it. Yeah. Educating our listeners, educating our guests, educating ourselves. Because in order to get 1% better, I gotta be educated on how I can get 1% better. You know what I mean? So that's a big point of emphasis now. It's like we're gonna really try to really educate, and it's something like big up Earn Your Leisure, big up Earn Your Leisure. Big motivation for me in that every time I listen to that show, I always learn something. It could be about vending machines, it could be about being a motivational speaker, it could be about how to run a studio. Even if I'm not interested in that field, I'm always learning something that I can actually apply. So if I wanted to go into that field, I can learn financial advice, whatever. So that's kind of really the emphasis, and that was a big motivation for me too. So shout out to Earn Your Leisure. And so that's going to be a real point of emphasis for us now. And also, as you see, we are now the Grand Theory talk show and not the Grand Theory podcast. Another reason for that is because, podcasting is great. Having the podcast is great. And I'm not saying anything wrong about podcasting, by all means. But, because we have loftier goals, loftier aspirations, with the podcast, most people view it as an audio conversation that is recorded between 2 people or 3 people or whatever, right? Whereas, especially as you get higher up and people start asking, especially in entertainment terms and stuff like that, like, what have you done? What have you been a part of? I'm like, I have a podcast. That's great. Lots of people have podcasts, but no, I have a show. The show, by saying show, it automatically, in my framework, people look at you differently. People look at you when they say I have a podcast versus I have a show. People look at you differently in terms of you have a show. Oh, okay. Is it a TV show? Is it this show? They automatically look at it differently, right? Secondly, it opens up how we think about it. Automatically, just from saying that it's a show now, I've already thought about so many different possibilities that we can do within the show. Whether it be new segments, new additions to the show, new parts to the show. You know what I mean? There's so many things that I can think of that we can add out to the show now because of that possibility that just said that quick little name change. Words are very powerful. Yeah. And so just by saying show, it has opened up my mind to think of all the new possibilities that we can do. And so that's part of why we changed it to the talk show and not the Grind Theory podcast. Yeah. So now it might be a little bit tough for us still because we're so ingrained in saying podcast. Yeah. But so if you see us slipping up, just bear with us. Yep. But it's gonna be the Grind Theory talk show. I guess close to the last thing is new logo, yo. New logo, no intro. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you can't see. We got.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Don't worry. Or we gonna put it on there. Yeah. But we got a new logo. Yeah. And it's pretty much half of my face, half of Ore's face. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the face that has the face or the half that has more hair is mine. So the higher hair is obviously mine. Ore's.
Wait, I didn't even notice that.
Ore's the one with the lower hair.
This guy's a scammer, bro. I didn't even notice that. Yo, this guy's a ripoff.
You know what? I was gonna put from bald to hair.
This man's
but the guy who made it, he didn't understand.
This man's a ripoff.
When he saw the picture of me, he's like, "Yo, you have lots of hair, bro."
And
I agree with him.
This man's a ripoff.
You know so,
how in the heck?
So
bro. Okay, podcast over. I just saw this. That's a ripoff. This doesn't make any sense.
It does. Don't let Ori fool you.
Actually, now I gotta take a look at this. Yeah, because this is you.
Yeah, don't let.
You got a beard.
Don't let Ori fool you.
Man, this is a scam, okay? Man.
His hair, that's the level of his hair right now. I just cut my hair recently, so that's why my hair is not like this. Bro? So
why you?
I just keep I like to look fresh, the young look.
I'm not even gonna say anything. Podcast over.
so there's a little bit of detail in here, but I won't really go into it. But if you notice on the silhouette, it'll be hard unless we zoom in. But in the hair itself, there's 3 different sets of people, right? And the first set of people is educating, and they're just educating people on the path to go on. Yeah. And then the second set of individuals is motivation. They're pushing a boulder because in life you're gonna face obstacles, you're gonna face, different scenarios and challenges. Yeah. But if you're not motivated to push past it to accomplish your goal, you're not gonna really push past it. You're just gonna give up when it hits you. Yeah. So the second portion of it, of the silhouette of individuals, is to push past. And the third is someone is walking up, another person is following in their footsteps, carrying a boulder. It is to inspire. So hopefully by the story that we have on, a guest that we have on, from their experiences, from their struggles, from their obstacles that they have faced and what they have learned, they can inspire action from somebody else who might be trying to follow the same thing. Yeah. So that's just kind of a little bit of the idea behind it. Yeah. And we will have a new intro. Everything, these things are not fully complete, the final form. Yeah. But everything is getting 1% better, right? Yep. Just continually getting better. Yep. And I guess last 2 things is, so if you guys have noticed, I've been talking about it a lot just recently on social media, is that we are now, I know we've been taking you guys back and forth. We moved from the Grind Theory podcast to the Grind Theory talk show. We had an account there. And then now we're going it's going to still be the Grind Theory talk show, but it's going to be my personal account that's going to be revamped into the Grind Theory talk show. Yeah. So over the Christmas Eve, the reason for that is over the Christmas Eve, while my family was here, I went to the library and went from the bank to the library. I went to the library, and when I was at the library, this dude came in. I was trying to get a library card for my mom, and this dude came in, and he just started cussing out the lady at the front desk. He's like, "Yo, bun you, dog!" He started saying all kind of things, right? Cussing her out. And I had my phone in my pocket, right? And I had it in the pocket or on the desk. And I didn't realize, I don't know if this guy took it or not, but what I do know is that this guy came in, he cussed him out, whatever like that, and he was standing like right next to me. And then like 2 seconds later, he left, walked outside, and then the lady asked me something and I needed to check my phone. So I went to go check my phone. I'm like, yo, where's my phone? Like I just had it in my pocket. I just had it. I'm looking, I can't find my phone. I'm like, okay, maybe it's in my car. I run out to my car, I look, I don't see it. I look on the ground. I didn't go nowhere in the library. I was only right there at the entrance. So I'm like, this doesn't make sense. you know. But I was like, whatever. I was mad because I was like, whatever. I need my phone, but whatever. And it was right before Christmas, the day before Christmas. So then the next day was Christmas, so I couldn't get my phone back or anything like that. So essentially, someone stole my phone, right? And I don't know why. I didn't have no. See, I had nothing to hide. That's what it is. I had no passcode or nothing like on it. So the person got into the phone, and they would have all the information. The accounts were all logged in. The Grand Theory Talk Show, the Grand Theory Podcast, they were all logged in, and so can't get access to those accounts anymore. Yeah. And whoever took the phone, when I got the number back, I could see them trying to actively get into my accounts. They called me like 200 times at work, like every day for a week, 200 times. But point is, phone got stolen. They ended up stealing money from my account, even from it too. Yeah. One thing actually that I learned is that those apps like Uber and Skip the Dishes and stuff like that. Yeah. So even if because right away I got a new bank card, I got a new PIN, everything like that. But those
they had your card already.
They had the card already.
So
but even
from your account.
So, but this is the thing though, the card automatically updates. Even if you get a new card, even if I never put the information in, it automatically updates the information because of there's a thing called there's automatically a device or whatever that in a program or whatever like that inside of the apps that's called a token that automatically updates your card for convenience. Yeah. And so that's how the guy was able to take some money, my rent money especially too, from me. But that's all good because I know that the only reason that all that stuff was happening to me right at the end of the year, and I had a good plan to start the year, was because I got big blessings. I got big things coming my way this year. So everything's a mindset. I couldn't let that hold me down. And my family played a big role in that. If they weren't here, I might not have reacted in the right way. I might have done something that I shouldn't have done. But that's just to say, in short, that we don't have access to the Grand Theory Talk Show no more or the TGT Talk Show. So you're going to have to stay tuned to... I didn't want to make you guys have to go and refollow. I know most of you guys already follow me. So it makes it a lot easier by just doing it from my personal account. And we're going to be posting from the show. Like I said, we're rebranding, but instead of making you guys all go all the way back to the first episode, we're just going to continue. We can't be holding it up no more. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have a throwback episode. So we'll do our first 2 weeks, right, Ori?
Yeah, so it's going to be a mixture of new and old content. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it's going to be a mixture of old and new content. So I'll say just keep an eye out for Island Grind Instagram. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah. And so just kind of in conclusion here, I guess what to expect for this new year.
Just again, amazing stuff. I don't want to talk too much. I think it's gonna be a good year. I feel it. I feel it's gonna be a good year. Yeah. So yeah,
no, it's gonna be a good year. We got a lot of exciting things coming up. We'll be doing some things for Black History Month. Yeah. We'll update you guys a little bit closer when it gets a little bit closer to that date. Mm-hmm. There'll be a little bit of new segments and stuff like that in the show and stuff like that. So stay tuned to that. So it might not be on the show itself every 2 weeks, but in the week, we might drop one or two things. So just stay tuned for that. But that's basically it, man.